We will be attacking with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and they're all gonna get buffed. I think that's game.
Together we are a crop. We grow or wither as one.
Let's go right up top with it. Does 4, do our -2. All attack, and they get plussed up because Bolt Hound. An 11/11 with trample and a 7/8 with trample can still only block one creature each. Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for taking the time to watch Hella Good Game. Today we're playing Brawl with Pet Tribal. We are talking Rin and Seri, Inseparable. This is a dog and cat, best friends, right? Costs 4, it's a 4/4, so base value is like on point, pretty good. Whenever you cast a dog spell, create a 1/1 green cat creature token, and whenever you cast a cat spell, create a 1/1 white dog creature token. We can also pay 3, 1 red, green, and 1 white mana sources to tap it, and then we're going to be dealing damage to any target equal to the number of dogs we control, and then we will gain life equal to the number of cats we control. So the main objective of this deck is to get Rin and Seri out as early as possible, flood the field with cats and dogs on top of it, go wide, use its ability to smash your opponent. So that is the go-to of the deck. I hope you guys are excited. If you find any value within this video, I encourage you to give it a thumbs up and share the channel out to a friend. We're going to be talking about the deck list in its entirety. What do all of the cards do? What do they stand for? Then we're into the deck's strategies and synergies. How do all of those individual cards come together to form a coherent archetype? Finally, we're going to look at some gameplay footage. Now, how does this deck operate against the rest of the meta? We'll be breaking down play lines and interactions so you guys can get a better idea visually of how the deck is meant to operate. We also have our closing thoughts where we're talking about, all the shenanigans that's coming up in the future. So let's get right into it. We did already talk about Rin and Seri, Inseparable as our companion. The 4/4 creates dogs, creates cats whenever you play cats or dogs on top of it. And then we can pay 3 to tap it to do damage to any target and gain a bunch of life. So that's really, really cool. We've got some 1-drops here though. Garrison Cat, this is a 1/1, and when it dies, we're going to be creating a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. Selfless Savior, another 1/1, which we can sacrifice at instant speed anytime another target creature you control gains indestructible until end of turn. On to our 2-drops. A Johnny's Pridemate, 2/2, whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Alpine Watchdog, another 2/2 with Vigilance. Bazri's Solidarity, Sorcery, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Pack Leader is a 2/2. Other dogs you control get +1/+1, so a very nice lord. Whenever Pack Leader attacks, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to dogs you control this turn. Chandra's Magmutt, this is another 2/2. We can tap it to deal 1 damage to player or planeswalker, which is nice. Igneous Cur, this is a 1/2, which we can pay 2 to give it +2/+0, so a very nice mana sink. Underworld Ragehound, this is a 3/1 blade. It attacks each combat. If able, we can escape it for 4 plus exiling 3 other cards from our graveyard, which means we're able to actually play it from the grave with the escape cost. And when it does escape, it enters with a +1/+1 counter on it. Heroic Intervention, an instant speed spell, prevents, permanents you control gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. I was almost going to say that it just prevents wipes. That's what the text says, right? Jariel Recluse, this is a 1/2 human druid, so it's not a cat. However, whenever you draw your second card each turn, create a 2/2 green cat creature token. We can also pay 6 until end of turn. Creatures you control have base power and toughness of XX, where X is the number of cards in your hand. Alpine Houndmaster, again, not a cat or dog. However, when it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a card named Alpine Watchdog and or a card named Igneous Cur. Reveal them, put them into your hand, and then shuffle your library. So it's a great way just to pull 2 more pets from our deck to play later on, right? And then whenever it attacks, it gets +X/+0 until end of turn, where X is the number of attacking creatures you control. Regal Leosaur, this is another 2/2. Mutate for 3. Whenever this creature mutates, other creatures you control get +2/+1 until end of turn. Bronzehide Lion, 3/3. We can pay 2 Selesnya, 1 green, 1 white, to give it indestructible until end of turn. And when it dies, we get to return it to the battlefield as an aura that's attached to a creature we control that's going to have the same ability of paying a green and a white to give it indestructible. So that's pretty cool. Arcane Signet, staple mark in every Brawl deck. It costs 2, add 1 mana of any color to your commander's identity to tap it, which can be done immediately because it doesn't have Summoning Sickness as it is an artifact. Tomb of Legends, another artifact. It enters with a page counter on it, and then whenever your commander enters the battlefield or attacks, put an additional page counter on it. We can pay 1 and tap it to remove a page counter, which will allow us to draw a card. On to our 3 drops. Unbreakable Formation, instant speed, creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn. Addendum, so if we're casting it on our main phase, we're going to get a little extra juice out of it. And in this case, putting a +1/+1 counter on each of those creatures that we control, and then they're going to gain vigilance until end of turn as well. Bazriket, this is a legendary planeswalker coming in with 3 loyalty, +1, put a +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target creature you control. It gains indestructible until end of turn. -2, whenever 1 or more non-token creature attacks this turn, create that many 1/1 white soldier creature tokens that are tapped and attacking, which is very powerful. -6, you get an emblem with at the beginning of combat on your turn, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token, then put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. So Bazriket is very powerful. We have Bolt Hound, just as powerful. A 2/2 with haste. When it enters, when it attacks, other creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. So it's a nice way to buff up everybody. Feline Sovereign is a 2/3. Other cats you control get +1/+1 and have protection from dogs. So that's a nice anthem effect. Whenever 1 or more cats you control deals combat damage to a player, destroy up to 1 target artifact or enchantment that player controls. So that is absolutely busted, right? We've got Generous Stray, a 1/2. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. Pride Malkin, when it enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it has Trample, and it itself is a 2/1. Kyra, the Orphan Guard, is a 3/2 with Vigilance. Other creatures you control, that is a cat, Elemental, Nightmare, Dinosaur, Beast, will each get +1/+1 and have Vigilance, which is pretty cool. On to our 4 drops. Club Warden, Bad Habits Die Hard. Cub Warden is a 3/5 with Lifelink. Mutate for 4. Whenever this creature mutates, create 2 1/1 white cat creature tokens with Lifelink. So that's really nice to go wide with more cats. Huntmaster Liger is a 3/4, mutate for 3. Whenever this creature mutates, other creatures you control get +X until end of turn, where X is the number of times that this creature has mutated. Bazri's Alakite for 4, a little expensive, however, it's a 2/3 with lifelink, so that's always nice. And when it enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 other target creatures you control. Voracious Gorilla, this is a 4/3, and when it enters the battlefield, we get our choice of Trample or Menace on it. Guardian Project, staple mark in every green Brawl deck. An enchantment, whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, if it doesn't have the same name as another creature you control, or a creature card in your graveyard, you're going to draw a card. So that's an amazing draw engine. Mao, Loyal Companion, 3/3, Vigilance Trample. If 1 or more +1/+1 counters would be put on it, it's going to gain that many counters +1 instead. Beast Whisper, whenever you cast a spell, whenever you cast a creature spell, draw a card. We got to slow down here. Frondland Felidar, this is a 3/5 with Vigilance, and creatures you control with Vigilance have pay 1 to tap target creature. They're going to have to tap themselves, so it's a little bit of a downfall. Bond of Discipline, this is our first 5-drop, Sorcery Speed. Tap all creatures your opponents control. Creatures you control gain lifelink until end of turn. Rambunctious Mutt, this is a 3/4. When it enters the battlefield, destroy target artifact or enchantment an opponent controls. We also have Keeper of the Fables. Whenever 1 or more non-human creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. It's a 4/5. And of course, we have to have our sweeper, Chandra Awakened Inferno. Can't be countered. Chandra Awakened Inferno deals 3 damage to each non-elemental creature, and then -X, Chandra Awakened Inferno deals X damage to target creature or planeswalker, and if a permanent is dealt damage this way, it would die, exile it instead. So all of these spells are accompanied by an unknown amount of planes. We'll just pull it up here. We do have 10 plains, 6 mountains, and 6 forests for a total of 24 lands. Obviously, we do run our command tower in every Brawl deck, and in this specific deck, we're running Animal Sanctuary just to put tokens on things if we do have the excess mana at the end of our turn or our opponent's end step. These kinds of shenanigans, right? There's no sideboard because we are playing best of 1. Brawl is not in best of 3 format yet. Hopefully one day, fingers crossed. So this is a very powerful deck. We took a look at the deck list. We kind of seen that, okay, it's pet tribal. We have cats, we have dogs, we have +1 counters, we have trample, we have vigilance. Not a lot of removal. However, it's just basically wants to go wide on your opponent and the walls. should be enough to kind of stop and chump block your opponent and let you get to the point where you can execute some of these strategies. Speaking of, let's begin breaking down the deck's strategies and synergies here. So, Brawl decks have a lot going on. There's not 4 of a kind, so the angles are very vast and wide-ranging. So, we kind of talked about a few of the things that we really like to do, which is to go wide, right? The wider we can go, the better that Rin and Seri gets. Paying 3, tapping it, dealing damage to any target equal to the number of dogs, and then gaining life equal to the number of cats. Since we're going wide, we should have chump blockers, so our life's not that big of an issue. So if we're gaining any life, that's really going to stifle our opponent, right? Because he's going to be needing to go over top to get at you or have a trample creature, some sort of evasion, right? And then we're just dealing damage to him, so we should be able to almost just do direct damage to him if we don't need to kill his creature. So that's the first strategy. Go wide, use Rin and Seri's ability, and you're just going to win within like 4 turns probably, right? So that's awesome. Secondly, I want to talk about Anthem effects. We have an Anthem effect within the Orphan Guard, within, where is it? The Pack Leader, right? So anything that's giving our creatures +1/+1 is incredibly powerful. We also have our Bolt Hound. It's not +1/+1, but it's +1/+0 to attacking creatures. So one of the benefits of going really wide is now that you can use some of these Anthem effects to make those 1/1s, 2/1s, 2/3s, or 3/2s, something like this, right? So they're actually going to do a lot more output than regularly. We also have more Anthem within the Feline Sovereign, right? So anything that gives us +1/+1 or +X/+X. Another really good example is the Regal Leosaur. When it mutates, we're getting +2/+1. We have that again within our Houndmaster Liger. Whenever this creature mutates, other creatures you control get +X/+X, where X is the number of times that it's mutated. So there's more than one way to push up your creatures. Again, we've got Unbreakable Formation. This can put +1/+1 on everything. We have Basri's Solidarity. That puts a +1/+1 on everything. So a lot of benefit from going wide and then buffing up that whole army together with the +1/+1s, right? So that is a really nice go-to as well. We also have Basri Ket that really combos well with the going wide aspect of the deck. Yes, the +1 ability, put +1/+1 counter on something, which is kind of what we're doing, but we want to put it on everything as a universal blend, unless there's only one creature, and that's what we're going to do. However, we want to go wide, like I said, -2, whenever one or more non-token creatures attacks, this turn create that many 1/1 white soldier creature tokens that are tapped and attacking. It's not uncommon to get up to 10 attackers, and then we can Basri's minus, and now we've just created 10 tokens. And if we're lucky enough, we've got some of those Anthem effects in play, maybe like Bolt Hound, for example, because those tokens are automatically attacking, so they're going to become 2/1s in bulk, which is really, really cool. So, you know, go wide, get Rin and Seri, which helps you go wider. Then we're going to start putting on those Anthem effects to buff everybody up. We're still using the ability every turn to deal chip damage and gain life. Draw engines are kind of important in the deck as well, right? So that's the general strategy of how you're going to win. Let's talk about maybe a little bit of survivability and mid-range interaction. Heroic Intervention, Hexproof, Indestructible. Because we're going wide, we're kind of vulnerable to field wipes. So this is going to protect us from that. We also have Unbreakable Formation, can give us Indestructible as well. Basri gives Indestructible, but not instant speed, which is a bummer. So still could get beat by a field wipe that way. So you really want to make sure that you're surviving. And this does come into play through Heroic Intervention, Unbreakable Formation. Selfless Savior can save one thing, right? So try to keep those draw engines alive primarily, like Beast Whisperer, because then you could top deck a creature, play it, top deck another creature, and it will kind of increase the chances that you can reboot, right, if you do receive a wipe. Bronze-Hide Lion as well can give Indestructible to something. So there's a couple ways to protect your high-value targets, like Rin and Seri, like Beast Whisperer, right? So that's really, really nice. We're kind of touching on draw. Tomb of Legends is a great draw engine. You know, you just have to take the counter off it. You get to draw a card. Keeper of Fables is a really good draw engine as well. We have Generous Stray, which is kind of like a cantrip. It's not it's not a generous draw engine, but it is a draw that will replace itself nonetheless. Speaking of draw engines, Do we have any more? I think... Oh, the best one of them all. Guardian Project, right? So this goes in any green Brawl deck. Whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, if it doesn't have the same name, which it won't because we're playing Brawl, so the whole deck's singleton, we get to draw a card. So that is very, very nice, right? So combined Guardian Project with Beast Whisperer, we should have really no issues drawing card. And then we even have the Keeper of Fables to really make sure that it's a very consistent late game. Early game, Tomb of Legends, which should get the job done. I think that's generally it. When we're drawing, it does trigger our Jawrail, but it's not a draw-based deck, so it's just going to be a little added bonus if you do get to trigger Jawrail, which isn't unlikely, but it's not going to be consistently happening every turn. As far as removal goes, we do not have much of it. Chandra's Minus is literally the only removal we have. Other than Rin and Siri's ability, we can deal the damage not to our opponent's face, we can deal it to a Planeswalker or a creature, any target. So Rin and Siri can remove almost anything for 3, and our Chandra can -X on something or -3 on the field, which might not be beneficial because all of our field is pretty low and might not be stronger than 3, right? So probably just using Chandra's +2 and then her -X. If you can get to Basri's minus ability, Basri does have a -6, which is really cool. You get an emblem with at the beginning of combat on your turn, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token, and then put a +1/+1 on everything. So that's amazing as well. I think I beat this deck, you guys. I feel bad. We've really gone through everything in depth, just stacking the anthems, going wide, smashing your opponent, using your ability, and then if worse comes to worse, we do have our Bond of Discipline. Tap all your opponent's creatures, gain lifelink, and you should be able to smash in for lethal. If not, you should have been able to do enough damage and gained life that you're going to be good to go, especially when most of our cards are going to have Vigilance, which is really, really cool. Stack your Mutate. That's going to really help the Warden and all that shenanigans. So this is our Pet Tribal Brawl with Rin and Siri. Talked about the deck list. We touched on all of the different strategies and synergies. Before we get into today's gameplay footage, I want to remind you that I'm live on YouTube every morning, 6 a.m. Mountain Standard, for probably roughly an hour, showcasing our latest content. Come join the live chat, say hello. It's a great way to start your morning. At 7 a.m. we're live on Twitch for 4 to 8 hours, which is, it's getting up there, right? And then we're in the Discord for the remainder of the day. So links for everything is going to be in the description below. I've got a Linktree link that's going to take you to all the important things. Check that out. I really appreciate your time and attention. You're incredible. And everybody supporting me on Twitch, Patreon, and the YouTube membership program. You guys are incredible. Not only myself, but the community as a whole are really appreciative, and thank you. You guys are incredible. It's allowing me to really increase the amount of content that I'm able to put out, and we've been doing 2 videos a day for like the last week. So, you know, great times. I'm really looking forward to the rest of the year playing Magic the Gathering. Zendikar Rising is coming soon. We have Amokat Remastered being injected into Historic as well. So really cool things coming up. Thanks so much for watching. Let's enjoy today's gameplay footage together with Rin and Siri Pet Tribal Brawl deck. And then we're going to be back at the end of the video for my closing thoughts. So don't forget to watch to the end. Take care. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon, share to a friend, all that jazz. Let's go. All right, 2 lands. It's not going to cut it for us. We need 3. Come on. Come on. Well, I mean... All right, down to 6. Down to 5, question mark? What a sad life to live. Just dropped the wrong land too. Should've played our Regis. Our Regal. We're jamming out too hard, that's the problem. And we can't get around this no matter what we do. Right, Mono Green just beats us unless we can go wide. So we're gonna save this Regal to play on top of our Rin and Siri. And then hopefully, you know, we can just go wide and eat him that way. So we now have a blocker because he couldn't wait to do that. Oops. I always get that mutates and then creature casts backwards. I would love to destroy a target artifact or enchantment that he controls. Take the chump block. Buff everybody up, and maybe we just overwhelm them. Right, we're getting a lot of damage in here. Down to 10. Questing Beast does have Vigilance, but he doesn't go for it. Incredible. Okay. We could just chump block this Yorbo all day though, right? Now we just start running off that Rin and Seri ability like we talked about, right? To the number of cats you control? No, dogs. 1, 2, 3. Let's just kill him. Oh, 4 actually. And then he's got 3 blockers. 1, 2, 3, 4 attacks. We'll just get him next turn. The Questing Beast. I think too little too late, personally. Oh, that's good. Gaining 8 life has absolutely saved him. 10 life it gained. Wow. Totally saved himself there. This is indestructible as well. Let's just kill the Questing Beast. Right, we know that's the best play. No attacks, just because of all the life gain that he's gone through. So I'm sure he can just replay it. What, it costs 5? Yeah. So he might want to take out Yorbo. I don't know. We're 1 land short. Oh well. Let's bring it back. Well, we're in a little bit of a Mexican standoff here, I believe. I'm scared of him, right? Look at this growth he just put down. Nice. This is not good. No blocks, let's take it. We're still 25, that's fine. So let's get rid of that Hydra's growth. Right, that's our best bet. We have an indestructible blocker with our Lion. We can get Bazri out and get him to a -6, we're gonna be set. But it's gonna be tough. Does he play that for full cost? Oh my god. Uh-oh. Alright, Questing Beast back off the field for a little bit. We will be attacking with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And they're all going to get buffed. I think that's game.
Together we are a crop. We grow or wither as one.
Let's go right up top with it. Does 4. Do our -2. All attack. And they get plussed up because Bolt Hound. An 11/11 with trample and a 7/8 with trample can still only block one creature each. Bolt Hound is so powerful. Oh my lord. Just so much damage, right? Exacxies. Woohoo! I think the hand looks fine. I mean, we have a 1-drop into Basri 3, so... Let's take it. Cats, sure. A little bit of Death Touch. We could drop our cat, keep Basri safe, maybe a little bit. It's got Death Touch, so let's just deal with it now. It's always going to be a threat. So we're plusing onto nothing, but it's on the field going up, which is the key part here.
I trust in your ability.
Then I want to get this Mau out. Then we're going to put tokens on him. They're going to start to double. Then the Pridekin can put tokens on Mau as well. Doubling them again. Veto in play.
Now is the time to strike.
Right, gets 2 tokens instead of 1. 5/5 trample vigilance. Dread presence is good. Malkin can come in. More tokens on our Mau. Let's just keep pushing it up.
I trust in your abilities.
And I do not mind swinging in with a 9/9 Vigilance Trample. Woof. This is actually Basri as a child. I don't know if you guys know that lore. I don't know if that's true. I'm totally making that up. Wow. So he deals with them really well. Removes one, has to sack the other. Incredible. Sure, he has more removal, which is so sad. I'm gonna go straight into the emblem. It's gonna make this game hard for us to lose, I think.
We blaze like the suns, filling every shadow.
You'll see we get the 1/1, and then they each go up, which is really, really nice. And this goes 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we pull a land, we can cast it. I think we might just want to go for it, though. There's no attacks. Let's hold off. It's a long game. We have our emblem, which should, you know, save us in the long run. Giving the Dread Presence life gain, I guess, is pretty annoying through Veto. As long as we don't... Oh, nice. So we're getting bullied out here in our first game.
Our faith grows.
This emblem
our
does help
cause.
balance the equation slowly but surely. We can recast our Rin and Seri. We pull land, we can Solidarity on top of it. I mean, just the fact that he's doing 2 chip damage to us every turn is really, really good. Can you imagine if he was doing all that damage straight to us? He would have won already, I think. Nice. So we're gonna need a little bit of life gain is the thing.
The worthy move as one.
I'm gonna smash. Right, we get to draw here. Which I guess isn't great. Beast Whisperer doesn't really help that either. But at a certain point we can't just hang out. Nice. Our opponent has an amazingly fine-tuned Brawl deck here. Nice. We could gain a few life, right? Or we could buff up. We have to gain life. Equal to the number of dogs you control, which is just 1, 2. So we're dealing 2 damage to something. Let's kill this thing with flying. More chip damage, which is a bummer for us.
Grows our cause.
Let's strike in again for 7. As long as he doesn't top deck lands now, we could be good. Like, I'd rather him... Oh, he automatically wins. Just because Vito's ability can give Conrad and the Dead Presence lifelink. Let's see if he realizes that. And again, we would have been dead. Yeah, there we go. I mean, we get close. Right? But because of the Vito ability, he wins. Woof. Those are some stacks. Well, I mean, there is 2 land, but the hand is pretty heavy. Let's toss it. Look for 3. That's one of the benefits of a Brawl deck, is you get that free mulligan, which is just so helpful sometimes. Let's get Jariel out first. I mean, even though we don't have a ton of draw. Probably want to save that till after our Beast Whisperer, though, don't we? Well, we should have played our land differently if we were going to go another route, so let's just take it. It warrants immediate removal, let's be honest. This isn't a draw, but nonetheless, we get to increase our card advantage. We need a secondary forest for our Beast Whisperer. We could drop our Cur and our Watchdog next turn, I guess. That's kind of nice. Doesn't really warrant a counter the Watchdog. I don't really think this does either, though. So we might not want to trade with them. We might just want to stack our cats and dogs and use Rin and Siri's ability just to start nuking them. All right. The Trata is out. Let's try it. Hopefully we don't get removed. He might want to remove Jariel. I don't know. Jariel won't come back, goes to the grave, whereas Rin and Seri comes back into play for us. This is the importance of removal. Okay, and he uses all of his mana to bounce a Cur. Interesting. It has to go back to his command zone now. It can't cast it till 6. Let's get that up there. So her ability costs 3, right? And we should be zapping stuff. So we've got 2 mana to throw out. I would like to kind of play the Beast Whisperer, but we have a full hand. So it's one of those weird things. And we're gonna go with the cat, right? Cats create dogs. And then we have protection from dogs, which isn't really relevant. He's got Death Touch, which is a bummer. So no attacks, just stacking the amount that we have on the field, and we'll start to use the ability there. We can play 2, use it for 3. He takes our Regisaur. Spends all his mana there. Okay. Or Leosaur. Regal Leosaur. Yeah. Cast our Vigi. Let's start to activate this ability. Let's kill the Death Touch. Then our 2/3 can hit free and clear. Again, now we're spending 2 to cast a new dog or cat every turn, and then activating the ability on top of that. We might just want to start killing him. You know what I mean? May not be a bad idea. Right? 5 damage each time. We need to stay away from a Tetra again, just because it can exile our Rin and Seri, which is super annoying. Unless we pull a land, we're not going to be able to activate our ability next turn either. But Bolt Hound will be really nice. His Death Touch tapped. I say let's go for it. That's 10 attacks and they're all getting buffed. And then our Houndmaster goes to a 12 too, which is really quite nice. So it basically forces the block on him for sure. Definitely needs to kill Bolt Hound. Okay, he's smart. Killing Bolt Hound. Let's push up. Do we get close? Barely. We get to keep the majority of our creatures, so... Well, I'm okay with that, unless he wipes our field here. We can just use our ability off Rin and Seri. Just to kill him, right? Good game. And it looks good. 3 land, all of our colors. Fairly good curve. This Orphan Guard's gonna be really nice as well. Nice. He must need like a Brazen Borrower or something to get rid of this 4/4. That's a pretty big hit right out of the gate, right? And we're destroying enchantments as well if he lays them. Is it enchantment or artifact? It is. So, like, that gets immediately destroyed. We may as well drop our Orphan Guard. Everybody's vigilance. We kill this artifact here. This is going to be a very quick brawl match, it seems. Woof. We go first. We got our land. That's nice. Pretty early interaction too. Which, oh, I can't even click the right card. Let's just pull our 4th land before we pull our 4-drop. Help Collector, that's good. It's gonna be a weird match, I'm sure. Right, we got some Simic Merfolk happening. Let's just get that draw going. I think that's a little bit better, maybe. Making sure we have the land, no attacks, playing defensively. We can play 2 drops potentially. I don't really want to play our Solidarity yet. Monk for free. Pelp Collector goes up. Very nice. Another land. Okay. Let's get Battery out. Or not Battery. Rin and Siri. No attacks. Now when we start playing these other cards, it's going to trigger making tokens, which then increase the power of her ability. Well, I guess hers and his ability. We got a couple here, right? Does that make sense? Can dogs and cats be together? I don't think that works. So he's tapped, that's good. We do have 5 available, right? And I think I want to take the wide route there. Let's get our Vigi out. So see how going wide is really complemented by the creation of the tokens? All of our pets get buffed. He's like, hey, how do you do that? And now we're in a position to maybe drop our Solidarity. Right, we'll do our Sovereign and our Solidarity next turn, I think. Well, that's good. We should be good. I don't think he's got any safe attackers. Adapt, he could do just shenanigans. Yeah, we're okay. Heroic Intervention is really, really nice as well. Just buffing the cats up, right, boys? And now we really should just protect ourselves, but I'm so tempted just to slam in. You know what I mean? We could buff ourselves next turn, so let's just protect. Right, we do have Vigilance, which is really nice. So any blocks that he makes will probably get destroyed. Alright, so he doesn't want to lose his creatures. We're going to trade just for the fact that we're getting his speaker off the field. Try to trick him into blocking more. Look at our Orphan Guard a few times. See how that worked? Sorry, not sorry. He keeps a couple of them alive, right? Spell Collector stays alive. Speaker stays alive. But that's enough of a field advantage to trade. We did get 2 kills. We have just massive field superiority here. Bye-bye. Rin and Seri Brawl deck on point. I've been trying to push out more like non-standard content for you guys. It does get a lot less views and attraction, but someone's going to be doing it. No one's doing it, and I want to fill that need, right? Like, there's nobody making daily Brawl decks. There's no one really pushing daily historic decks here and there, but I don't think on YouTube, right? Let me know if you guys have any creators that are doing like Brawl daily, historic daily. I'd love to check them out. Let me know. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate your continued time and attention. Your support's incredible. Everybody supporting on Patreon, YouTube, and Twitch. Woof. Not only myself, but the whole community, thanks to you. You're making these weird videos possible, which normally I wouldn't do. I normally wouldn't be doing historic. I wouldn't be doing Brawl because they don't convert. But thanks to you guys, you know, we can sort of take our foot off the views button and really just create the content that the community is looking for. So I really appreciate it. They really appreciate it. Thank you so much. You guys are dope. We're back tomorrow playing, I don't even know what we're playing. You can say I had to find out. As far as deck upgrades and changes, again, really, I think this is good enough. There's not so many cats and dogs. There's only so much you can do. We could begin to flirt with different instances and sorceries, but I really like, you know, the protection, the hexproof, the 1/1 counters, stuff like this. So let me know what you thought of the deck if you want to play some Brawl. We do have a monthly Brawl tournament, free to play, with cash prizes. So, you know, I think I'm going to be in there this month playing with, you know, Rin and Siri. So come check it out. Come give us your best and, you know, come take my credit card for a spin. Buy some of those gems for yourself. Anyways, we also have the gem giveaway at 10,000 subs. That re-triggers. We got 2,000 left to go. There's going to be so much for giveaways, you guys. Check out the Discord. 500,000 gems we're giving away. Check it out. Check it out. We'll see you guys soon. Thanks so much for your support again. Talk to you later.
Nice.